like to greet all human beings all around the world with the universal greetings of peace and blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor religious beliefs may be. It doesn't matter whether you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter if you're the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter if you're my family, friends, or my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't matter whether you like me, my YouTube video, which is Raymond, Raymond, I-V-Y. It doesn't even matter whether you like what I produce. Hey now, what I produce on my YouTube. It doesn't matter if you give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. I don't make my YouTube videos. I don't make none of my videos or none of my messages to get a thumbs up or thumb down. I just try to give it or make them to make somebody aware that may be asleep. Tonight or this evening is Wednesday, September the 23rd, 2020. Time for the change, time for a vision. The time being 6:20 p.m. 2020 time change, time and vision. First, we want to say justice for Breonna Taylor. And may she rest in peace. You know, some of the biggest mistakes that we do before we get justice when some of our people get killed in the black community is settle out on a lawsuit. Once you done settled out on your lawsuit, look in the case of Quan McDonald in 2014, October 2014. You see what I'm saying? Police shot him shot him about 16 or 17 times in the back. Said he was afraid while he was running, even though he had a knife in his back. I mean, in his hand. But the family that wasn't even taking care of him. The state was taking care of him because he had mental problems. But then you had aldermen in Chicago, Illinois, a lot of blacks. You see what I'm saying? Agreed on a $5 million settlement for the family. And what happened after they got the settlement? The police that shot him 16 or 17 times get 6 years, and everybody want to holler about it. But you need to go down to City Hall and holler at them black aldermen. You see what I'm saying? We knew the mayor then. We knew the mayor didn't care. But sometimes y'all think because people got the same color skin that they care. You look into Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, with the black attorney general. He presented information for the Breonna Taylor's case to a grand jury. And when they presented that information to the grand jury, when he presented that case to the grand jury, it was in the defense for the police. Hey now, doing good?
Yeah, you?
All right, making a little video, trying to wake our people up.
I got a blow light, gotta get a headlight tomorrow.
All right, I get with you. I'm making a video right now. I get with you.
Okay.
All right, but here it is. You got a black attorney general. He a Republican, to each his own. Like I said, I don't care what your political, philosophical, personal, or religious beliefs may be. But he said the other police wasn't charged with nothing, but they charged one with something, and they expect us as black folks to accept anything. During slavery, they had the blacks that was working inside of the house. Malcolm called them house Negroes. Called them that for a reason. We got some out here now. You see what I'm saying? Then the ones that was in the field. But the ones in the house, the so-called master taught them the food he gave them. They were so happy they called it soul food. And some people still today call it soul food. Called what they call soul food was the stuff that the master didn't want. He loved the pig. You see what I'm saying? But he didn't want the pig ears. So he gave it to the slaves in the house. He didn't want the pig tail, so he gave it to the slaves in the house. He didn't want the pig knuckles or their feet, so he gave that to the slaves in the house. He didn't want the pig intestines So he gave them that. They call them chitlins. But I can go on and on. This is what I want to say. You know, it's good to protest, and I know we're going to have all type of protesters. I don't look down on some of the protesters that causes violence, because sometimes you get upset, but then you got some that cause violence. They just do it so they can break into places. You see what I'm saying? And that ain't what it's about. You see, if you listen sometime to other people's thoughts, when you see everything else that these people doing today ain't working, you see, it would have worked if Obama wouldn't have stepped in and talked to LeBron James them to stop them to boycott, because mostly black folks is watching the basketball games, the football games. You see what I'm saying? And if we stop going to their games and stop paying, they don't have no fees. You see what I'm saying? They don't have no fees. But Obama is a millionaire, probably a billionaire now. Him and Michelle writing books. They kids and them is protected by the CIA for the rest of their life. They living in Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts in a 17.1 or $5 million home. Do you think he care about what these blacks killing blacks? See, we got to start protesting when these blacks killing blacks. When I was in Chicago this past weekend, I seen something that was really some unity among black police and black brothers in the Inglewood district. They had female Crane, it was one at Crane High School and another high school of girls, girls playing basketball. And the police was out there in their uniform. One of the police was a preacher. He preached, and a brother named Larry that organized it, and other brothers. They didn't do like they do down here in Charleston, Missouri, when they set a day for helping the black community. They didn't send the kids out there to wash cars to get no uniform or make their parents pay for the uniform. These brothers got together and paid for them sisters' uniform and had them to play ball. They had all type of events out there. They wasn't selling nothing out there. They had events, and everything was free. You see what I'm saying? That was a sign of unity. So they go to show you all Inglewood ain't about that mess. You see what I'm saying? We seen one time when Black Lives Matter tried to go out there and solve some mess, when the young boy got shot. You see what I'm saying? They said that was unarmed, but the Black Lives Matter came out there to try to start stuff, and them brothers over there, I believe it was on 63rd and Halstead or Racine, they told Black Lives Matter, go, we got a rapport with these particular police. So what we have to do is black people, you got to look. When I was in Chicago, they showed, this weekend, they showed about 3 or 4 people, I think it was on 79th and Halstead. He is an individual, black individual out there selling fentanyl for heroin. And these people ODing. And luckily somebody seen it and they called the ambulance and they revived him. Down here, you ain't gonna hear about it. Since Labor Day of this year, until we came back and during Labor Day, 3 or 4 individuals, black individuals, OD'd off of this stuff, and the ambulance came back to rescue him. I seen one of them today walking down the street. You see what I'm saying? He don't know I know he on this stuff. You follow what I'm saying? But who you think sold it to him? Not only that, a female OD'd off of it just recently, this week or last week, OD'd off of this fentanyl down here, like they doing every place else, and not somebody in jail. You see what I'm saying? And then let me tell you something else. Watch your children. People wonder why I put a guard on my 2 young daughters. They said they had on video young females having sex, oral sex and all the other type of sex with grown men. You see what I'm saying? With grown men. When I was coming up, the parents wouldn't even call the police. Them grown men would be in the nearest cemetery if their family had life insurance on them. before we can get justice for Breonna Taylor and the rest of them, the only way we're going to do it is we're going to have to stop these blacks from killing us too. You see what I'm saying? Because you got Breonna Taylor. Who is it going to be next? You tear up something in your own neighborhood. I go in Chicago, the average person can't even go to no Walmart, no Walgreens, no supermarkets in the black neighborhood. They got to go all the way to the suburbs. Every time I go up there, that's where we go, me and my daughter, to the suburbs. So I won't have to go hunting for now. No store. But this is my thing, y'all. Black folks, we want justice for Breonna Taylor and everybody else. But this black attorney general, he showed you everybody black ain't for you. Breonna Taylor's life didn't mean nothing to him or the law enforcement officials in the state of Kentucky. They charged the police with unwanted endangerment of the neighbor because the bullet went through the wall and went into the neighbor's house. It didn't hurt the neighbor. So the neighbor's wall being damaged was more important than Breonna's life being taken. This shouldn't be no surprise to y'all, man. It shouldn't be no surprise at all. It ain't the first time it happened, it ain't gonna be the last time it happened. But when you get to getting these black folks that's killing black folks off the streets, then we'll start getting justice. See, because we can't fight against the unjust justice system and be scared to come out our house at night. You see what I'm saying? Felons got to carry guns because some police letting other felons get away with stuff. Wake up, y'all. Wake up, y'all. Wake up, y'all. Peace be still.